You guys won't believe what I just did. I just did a whole 10-minute video without any volume on it. So you guys won't even, if I don't say that out loud, you guys probably wouldn't even know. But anyways, so I'm gonna go off the cuff a little bit. I've been talking a lot about some of the internal things about what's happening and how how we get directed a little bit more and kind of know what's going on so that we can actually get to exercising a little bit more efficiently. And so I've been focused on that, but there's a theme that came up today in about 5 or 6 of my conversations. So I want to talk about it. And that theme that came up was, how do I deal with outside things? Like I mean, I still got all these people that are bugging me. That's not really the words, but there's still people who are causing issues, whether it's at work, whether it's our children, whether it's in relationship with our friendships, yeah, family members, different scenarios that are, the question kind of is the same, which is like, this person is doing this, and how do I deal with that? And so, if I'm going to go back a little bit about the reason it happens, I think that that'll be helpful at first. So, the reason it happens is because there's some rate of conditioning that you have that says the world around me isn't safe unless I pay attention to how it's operating, right? So, and there's different reasons that that happens, and you'll have your specific reasons. You'll be able to even identify what those reasons are. But the key thing is that your body at some rate thought, man, if I go to other things, then it'll help me to stay safe. And so this is how I'm going to operate. And then it locks that in. But while it locks that interaction in, it starts taking away the interaction that says, pay attention to who you are and what you do and what you need to be doing, right? And so we actually grow up like that. I mean, think about it. We go to school, and what's your approach in school usually? The approach in school, if you're trying to get it done right, is, well, there's probably a couple, but one of them is, let me do the best work I can so I can get the approval of the teacher, right? And or let me do what I have to do at school so I can get the approval of my friends, right? Or at home, it could even be the opposite of those kinds of situations. It might be, let me do what it takes so I'm rebelling against my parents, or so that my parents don't win, right? Like, either way, it's an exchange of the world, and none of it looks at what it is that you actually want per se. Okay, so a lot of it ends up being a lot of exchange with the outer world. And then we grow up, and now here we are in these hard scenarios, or in these scenarios in life right now, whether we're parents, or whether it's a family relationship, or whatever it is, marriages. And now we don't know how to get away from it, right? We don't know how to get away from the idea that says, okay, I see your emotions and I can't help but interact with those things, right? And that makes it really challenging, because we've been trained all this time that, man, if you just do better, you're going to get the right grade, right? If you just do a little bit different, then it's going to be okay, right? And even though in some of those situations that might have been the case, it was never the truth. And so our job now is to be able to try to flip that, right? So what does it look like? How do we deal in those scenarios? Well, Shine Campus is all about the idea that says, you're gonna have to do your shine no matter what. You can't care about what it is that's going on outside of you, and you can't look at other things or people to know if you're going to be okay or not. And matter of fact, being okay can't even be really the requirement, right? It has to be about you doing the things that you know that you have to do to get to the space that you need to get to. So the hardship is, these things flood our mind, and they create a certain amount of overwhelm for our body, because we feel really powerless. Like, we feel like we can't change anything, because we're so used to being able to exchange and then make a change, exchange and then make a change. But that wasn't really what was happening. It's just kind of what our bodies kind of linked up to as a behavior result type of scenario, right? That's not where results come from. Where do results come from? Results come from, or the results that we want come from us being able to create a positive vibration around a hard scenario and generating the right kind of thought process in our hearts and in our being so that we can have enthusiasm or ambition towards something. And as we're doing that, that creates the right kind of execution movement and the right kind of energy versus us being stressed or overwhelmed. So that's our switch over really is, can I challenge myself to focus more on creating what I need to create my kingdom, right? Can I create my kingdom and allow people to come in afterwards? You've never been around somebody, or it's been hard to be in a situation where somebody is living inside out and you don't want to be around that person. So as you become that person, you create that, and the people who are attracted to that will come in there. Those are the people that you want in your life. The people who are not, they will leave. And the people who aren't there yet and are really looking for that, they're coming, right? So our job though is just to be able to create that scenario, create that foundation. If I care about all the people in my world, I don't have a choice but to really move this way. And that's the way that I kind of put the challenge in my mind. Like my family, my children, like my wife, they don't all need to be in this space at the same time, but I need to be in this space. And as they start feeling the vibe that I'm doing, and as I get good at it, they're coming. And I could trust that as a person, because I really believe in what it is that we do. Okay. So focus more on what it is that you need to be doing to create your life. Remember, the sun just shines no matter what. So if the sun shines no matter what, and we're asking you to do the same kind of scenarios, what do you need to be doing to make sure that you're the person that you need to be, right? So if you're in a marriage, then it's living as the partner that you want to be already, no matter what the outcome or the exchange emotionally is. It's that. Or if as a parent, like, what do I have to do to create a different kind of environment for my children, or be the parent that I actually want to be in and out of emotions versus paying attention to my child's behavior and then deciding what I'm going to do, right? It's those kinds of things that we have to look at to switch it around so that we're no longer watching what other people are doing to find out if we're going to be okay or not. So that's your challenge really, is to understand that the more that you're able to grow internally, the more your influence grows over other people. I can't influence other people if I'm not in the space of not battling their emotions. If I'm still battling their emotions, I can't make the influence. So yeah, so I want us to be able to move away from the idea that says, man, their emotions are happening or their behaviors are happening, and I can't help but get sucked into that. Right? I want to move away from that. I want to move towards, yeah, their emotions are happening, and I'm able to move towards compassion because I'm focused on the things I have to do instead of it pulling on all of my insecurities. I'm definitely growing into what I need to be, and it's not tagging me the same way anymore. That's the most loving thing that you could do for yourself. And if it's harder for you to love yourself at this moment, it's the most loving thing that you could do for any of your family members, or for creating a better work environment for yourself, or for creating a better relationship, or a better parent-child relationship. Like in any of those situations, the most loving thing that you can do is to be able to really grow you and focus on the things that you have to do. In Shine Campus, we actually have exercises daily that will help you to do that. And so I'll invite you guys all to kind of jump in there and see what it is that you can do to help grow yourself. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Take care.